welcome back with Dante and Josh. We're here with part 4 of The Boy at the Back of the Class, chapters 16 to 20. Make sure you've read these chapters.
Yeah, hi everybody. So Dante's going to ask me some questions first, and then I'm going to ask him some questions. We're hopefully going to have a little bit more discussion today about what we've read in the book in these chapters, because it's quite a lot happens in these 4 or 5 chapters that we've talking about.
How does the author describe the narrator's excitement at being at the beginning of chapter 17? Have we felt like this before?
Yeah, so it's described in the chapter. The narrator says, I felt as if 1,000 worms and butterflies and frogs had all jumped into my tummy and were wiggling and squirming and hopping around together. So I think we've all had this kind of feeling, but it's important to not maybe mix this up with anything else. This is a feeling of excitement, and it's a good feeling to get because it means that you're doing something exciting. Sometimes people get this confused with being nervous and not wanting to do stuff. Have you got a time, Dante, when you've ever felt like you've got these butterflies in your stomach?
Yeah, it was when I was when the first time I went to a park, and then for the first time I saw a skate park, and I was like, whoa, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And then I had a scooter. I had a trick scooter first, but that got stolen. So we got a new one, and now I've started loving skate parks. But the first time I wanted to drop in something, I was really scared. And then I had butterflies and things. And when you just like go down and have fun, you realize you just want to keep doing it. So that's how I go down all the bigger ramps.
Yeah, because that feeling is there because you're excited to do it, but people get scared. People mix it up with being scared as well. It's important not to do that. So times when I felt like this, before any like really important football matches. So I've played in like a couple of cup finals, which can be, it's exciting to be part of them, but it's also nerve-wracking. And then if I'm going to do something new, like if I'm going on holiday or I'm going to an event which is new, which I've not done before, but it's a feeling of excitement. And I think that's like the main part of it.
Using the author's description at the end of chapter 19, describe what happened to the narrator as they try to enter the palace. How must they have been feeling at this moment in time?
Yeah, so at the end of chapter 19, the narrator, and I think it's Tom. Is it Tom, Dante?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they run in to the guards to try and pass the letter, so they can pass it on to the Queen. But they get stopped. The police comes over and everybody's looking at them. So I think the words that they described is that the narrator actually sort of like collapses because of like being overwhelmed with having all these people suddenly just turn and like look at them. The only time I can kind of describe this feeling is that sort of maybe if you're in a class or if you're in assembly and your name gets called out and you've got to talk in front of everybody and you feel that sort of pressure when everybody's looking at you. So they would have had that because they would have had the guards, the sort of police officers, just people, the general public was starting to look at them. So I think they had all that, and I think it just got a little bit overwhelming for them.
Yeah, and especially with like she said it was a massive circle of soldiers pointing their guns at her. So she just fainted and fell asleep because she didn't want to get shot and stuff.
Yeah, no, that would be quite scary, wouldn't it? So no matter how old you are, and she's I think 9 and a half, I think she says in this story.
3/4.
Yeah, 3/4. Okay, Dante, I'm going to ask you your questions. And
I've got one more question.
Yeah, I'm going to get you to ask me that one like at the last bit of the podcast.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you your 3 now. So, why did the afternoon feel like the longest afternoon any of the characters had ever had? And
Because
then, yeah, you go.
Usually when they're really excited and ready to do something like me, and you want to do something really quick, the day gets longer and longer. So the thing is, I try and do the opposite. So hopefully it gets faster, and sometimes it works. So they feel like, because they want to write the letter really quickly at the end of the day, and they're really excited. They said the clock looks like it's not even moving, and when they were about to give up, the bell suddenly went, and it was like, you.
Yeah. So I used to get this if I played for the school football team. So knowing that I'd be playing after school, you'd be looking at the clock, like wanting it to hurry up because you'd want to go and play the match. Or if I've ever been in a test somewhere and like I've finished and I've checked all my work and I've checked it again, and then you're just waiting for that time, that like the clock goes really slow then. I don't know if have you had a particular time where you felt this?
Yeah. When I got invited by my elf to see Santa in the North Pole, the first day we went to Gatwick Airport Block Hotel, and the hotel was so fancy. I got a letter from my elf.
Yeah.
And the person gave it to me, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, we had a knock on the door with another letter.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't get to sleep. I fell asleep at about maybe 2:30 because I was so excited. I really just wanted to go to Lapland the next day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think everybody would be excited to be going there. Yeah, so next question. Do you know what it's meant by the term state secret? So what do you understand of that, Dante?
I think maybe it means the Queen needs to keep secrets about don't really know.
Yeah, so you're on the right lines. So yeah, it's a secret that they've got to keep I would imagine, to make sure that people are kept safe. So I think, although this sounds a little bit sort of secret agent like, but secret agent or spies' names, they would have to be kept secret, otherwise people would know who they are. So that would be kind of like a state secret, I would imagine, because they've got to stay undercover. So that's the kind of things I would say that a state secret is. Something that just the general population is not allowed to know. Okay, so your last question for this. Do you think the children should have gone all by themselves to Buckingham Palace?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to help their friends.
Yeah.
They know where they're going because the girl says she goes on the trains all the time, so she knows where she's going. She does get there, so I think she knows what she's doing, so I'll trust her.
Yeah. So this is a difficult one, I think, because you've got an amazing point there, but obviously they've gone out of school and they haven't told anybody about it as well. And I don't know, have you ever been to London, Dante? Have you been on the tubes?
Yeah, about 3 times.
Yeah, so I think it's quite confusing the first time you go, to make sure that you get on the right train and everything. And they had a little problem with that. They didn't know what train station they were going to at first. So I think it could be like quite easy. They could have got lost, and they were obviously outside of school and stuff like that. So I think even when I've been to London, I've got on the wrong tube. So I think it's an easy mistake to make. So I know what you said, because they did get there safely in the end and everything was okay. But it's it's sort of it's a mix, and that's what's good about it.
Has the plan worked?
Oh yeah. So this is the question that we're leaving for the end. So Dante's read the whole book. I haven't. I'm keeping up to date with this podcast. So I've just finished chapter 20. And I really don't know. So the last thing we know is that the message got passed to the Queen's guards, and they had promised them that the Queen would get this message. But still, I don't know if it gets to the Queen. Is she going to be able to? Is she going to be able to find Ahmet's mum and dad, or is she going to be able to keep the gates open just for like this one person's story? I really don't know, and I'm like excited to see what happens. I really hope it does, and I hope Ahmet finds his parents. But I don't know. I can see Dante's face at the moment, and he's like holding it back. But yeah, so the next podcast is the end of the book, so it's from this chapter to the end. So we'll know the story by then. So I think we can have an interesting conversation to see what happens at the end of the book. But we're going to leave it there for today. So I'm going to say bye from me.
Bye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.